Apologize for the picture quality there, but that's Lina Kai, who's the chair of the Editors Guild, part of the stakeholders that are meeting with the EACC today, war on corruption being the subject, and we will continue to monitor that event. Let's bring it back to studio, and before we move on to politics, as it is a political season, let's wind up on the maize story. And let me bring this to you, Dan Manzo, because you're a member of the Agricultural Committee.
Yes.
And this story for many reeks of corruption, cartels that have been in place, impunity as well. Where does your committee come in? How do you hold those that get Kenyans to this kind of a situation to account? Do you have a role at all? And if so, what is it?
Yes, we have a role of oversight over the Minister of Agriculture. And ordinarily, when a matter like this comes up, we summon the minister to come and explain to the committee what has happened so that the committee can advise and can monitor. And unfortunately, you know, Parliament was on recess. But recently, as we opened, there was first of all a meeting of the Agriculture Committee with the seed companies and the stakeholders dealing with seeds. You know, the issue of GMO food in Kenya is a big one, and that's why he's talking of Mexico not being, an area where GMO, which is a serious topic in the country, could origin, because GMO products are not yet accepted in the country. So we were in the process when they immediately brought down the price, and to me it looks very mechanical. Prices don't just go up in a day and come down in a day. Ordinarily, as an economist, you tell us there should be some process. So this is a clear indication that and I'm reasoning this as a lawyer, that there is manipulation. It is something which is well calculated. Somebody was trying to take advantage of Kenyans, and as Kenyans made noise, because this matter came to Parliament and was hotly contested. And the government promised quick action. And Kenyans, raised issues all over the country, including Jubilee strongholds. And therefore, we should not allow a situation where this comes back again. We will still investigate it. It's not yet over.
Will you summon the CS?
Yes, we will summon the CS.
When is that happening?
Next week, so that he can still give a proper account to Parliament and to the country exactly what has happened.
Okay.
You see figures and with his experts.
Yeah. Final word on the maize and
well,
what
the question I have for my friend Dan is they've been summoning cabinet secretaries since they came in the office. What I want to know is what has been the impact. Because summoning is one thing. They've summoned on Garana Kuraru project. They've summoned on many issues. The question really is, when we have these parliamentary oversight committees, what essentially do we expect from them? When they see something has not happened, which should have happened? Because if you ask me, the situation that Kenya is in is actually out of lack of action on all parts of Kenyans. And let's not blame the Jubilee government. This situation has been building over the last 20 years. We started to realize that our population is growing faster than the food we are producing. Today, Sophia, as we talk, Kenya is spending 130 billion shillings to import basic food like Unga. So the question really is...
So are you saying they're complicit as well?
I am framing them, because really, honestly, whether it's going to be Jubilee or NASA, somebody must come with a master plan for this country to be able to feed itself. Honestly, we cannot be in a country where we are all over the world now about this situation. Why should we? Remember the government...
And
we have expertise.
A quick rejoinder?
Yes, remember the government kept on with the 1 million agriculture, irrigated agriculture, because, rain-fed agriculture in Kenya is not very reliable. That project was frustrated by corruption. The Israel government was very keen to help us, is still keen. One of the things to make sure the Gulalu irrigation scheme functions is the Twake Athi Dam, which has also been rocked by corruption, from the tendering to
But to answer his question, these are matters that have come before you, that you have investigated, that you have summoned officials over. What action has your committee taken?
Well, after summoning the minister of the Gulalu irrigation scheme, of course, we realized that there was a little bit of corruption which was taking place there. Part of the money had been stolen. In fact, 500 million had been stolen, and that particular...
That is not a little bit.
Yes, that particular officer was actually sacked. Legal action was to be taken against him. You see, once we recommend to the necessary agents, like ESCC, our work is not really to prosecute. But I want to say that project of 1 million acres, had it been managed well, Kenyans would not be buying food. We are spending more money than invest. If we spend this sort of money investing in irrigation, and with the Thwake Athi Dam, which is in my constituency, stabilizing the agricultural situation downstream and ensuring water flow, then this country will not be buying maize from other countries very expensively. We will have enough food. And more important, when there was a harvest from 10,000 acres in Gulalu, no one really accounted where that maize went to. So we need transparency, and we need to spread across this idea of irrigated agriculture across the country.
All right, we have a few more minutes in this hour. Let's talk politics. You're seeking to get into elective office as running mate for Ferdinand Waititu in Kiambu. It was a big surprise for many during the primaries how events unfolded. The incumbent William Kabogo conceding, and of course Ferdinand Waititu clinching the ticket for Jubilee, Kabogo to run as an independent. You vied the last time.
Yes.
Why did you decide this time around not to vie and instead support Ferdinand?
That's a very, very interesting question, and thank you for asking it. You know, the dynamics of Kenya's politics is such that yesterday you saw that Honorable Sonko has just appointed Polycarp Igathy to be his running mate. What does that tell you? The constitution that we promulgated in 2010 did imagine a governor who is both politically apt but also a manager. Because essentially, governors are supposed to be good managers of resources that they are entrusted with. But at the same time, they need to be politically active so that at least you can interact, like the issues that we are having now on whether the county should be given more money or not. Now, what we have seen is that God did not create that human being who is both politically apt and a good manager. You either have good managers who are not good politically, or you have very good politicians who are actually very poor managers. And what you need to do is to look at the 47 counties. And you will see that the counties that have performed extremely well on management of resources have been run by technocrats, by managers. But they have also done a lot of political brothers because that is not their experience. On the other hand, the counties that have done extremely poor in terms of management of resources and are managed by politicians, they've done very well politically. I don't want to name them, but you can look at them. So what did we think? What did I think in Kiambu? We said because God did not create that human being who is both a good politician and a good manager, we could combine their few. We could combine this, and particularly for Kiambu, because we have a big vision for Kiambu, we could combine this so that we have one person who is running with all the the political maneuvers. And Kiambu is such an important place. It's the only place in Kenya that has produced two presidents. So do not joke around with the politics of Kiambu. So we imagined and said, if we can combine this so that we have one person who is running on this political era,
so you're not good with politics.
And then you
Ferdinand
have good.
You're good with.
Well, not good. Good and bad is whatever is relative. Okay. So you combine the two, and that is one of the reasons that we did that. And I have another one, and this is very important, and that is why you see, somebody like Sonko can win Nairobi, but Peter Kenneth cannot. 85% of our population is actively involved in politics, but those are people who are Wanjiku, those are the border people, those are the readers in Saron, those are the people, 85%, those are the people, and 25% is the elite, is the top, is you and I, we drive nice cars, and all of that. And we are not involved in politics. We don't come out for nomination. And those are the people that probably Nyoro is looking forward to because he looked like them. But then you realize that there's a lot of mistrust between the 25 and the 75%. And one of the things that I decided to do is to step out and go to the 75 and work with them so that we can start to build the trust between the 75 and 25. And that to me is a paradigm shift in Kenya.
Kenya.
You see, we set the pace in Kiambu.
Yeah.
Nairobi is following it, and many other places are going to follow this.
All right. Talk to us, Manzo, about the politics in Ukambani, because there appears to be somewhat of a fallout when it comes to the party leader, Wiper, that's Kalonzo Musyoka. You've seen Mudhama there, Musila, and these have been the old guards in the party supporting him from the very beginning. What is the route for you, apart from what we've been witnessing on television, hearing about? What for you is the problem there?
Well, it was just maybe differing of political ideologies for a moment, which is normal. And I don't think it had a lot of effect. What happened after the loss of Senator Musila to Kitui governor, he quickly went to independent, to be independent, and he's still making, political impact in Kitui, in his county. But again, also, the party Wiper is much stronger, and we are expecting a total turnout and a total vote for Wiper this time round. So Mudhama's expressions and almost quitting politics it doesn't really have a lot of impact. There are very many other young politicians in Ukambani like myself who will quickly replace any of the older ones. The criticism was positive, and the Honorable Kalonzo Musyoka took it positively and acted upon it so that we could maintain, tranquility in the politics of Ukambani. And I think Kamba people are focused. The Kamba nation is very focused. You see what happened to Mutua recently in a rally in his stronghold in Tala, where when he said chap, they told him Wiper or NASA. And it is clear where the Kamba nation is going. So we did not lose much by those two. Okay. And they are still supporting the party leader of Wiper. And as I said before, I'm very sure the Honorable Musila, with his experience, even if he does not become the governor of Kitui, he will be one of the ministers in the NASA
administration. All right. Thank you very much, gentlemen. It has been a pleasure to have you with us this morning here on News Center. Dan Manzo, Member of Parliament Makueni, as well as James Nyoro, who is a food security expert, as well as running mate in the Kiambu gubernatorial position, of course, ticket with Ferdinand Waititu. You're watching News Center. We're taking a break. Here's what we have ahead for you.